We are back with one more match on the main stage today for you, and we've had so many great moments so far here on the very first day of CWL Anaheim. Great weather, great people, great Call of Duty being played. I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined on the desk by Nameless, Pac-Man, and Study. And that alpha match is going to be coming up on that main stage. It's going to be 100 Thieves versus Gen.G. And I think it's going to be exciting. I'm hoping it's going to be pretty good, pretty competitive. But on that note, we've got some interesting stats we want you to take a look at. So we're gonna pull up our Totino's Epic matchup. You can see there, these two teams, important to note, 100 Thieves, best hardpoint and control records, and Gen.G has the best S&D in all of Pro League for both divisions. So these two teams combined are better than anyone else.
Yeah, sort of each other's kryptonite. Got Gen.G, who's been a very good search and destroy. We'll see what they're able to do here. And keep in mind, this was a Game 5 series, the last event.
Yep.
That was the 100 Thieves won. Gen.G went up 2-0 and got reverse swept, which was their breaking point in that team's trajectory. Right. After that, they started to fall apart.
Are both teams undefeated so far in maps? Yep. They're both 6-0. It's gonna be a good match right here. I don't know what to expect. Gen.G plays 100 Thieves really well because of what Nameless said and what you just saw. They're super strong in the S&Ds, and that's where 100 Thieves is weak, so they can take those maps. If they can take a respawn from them, they could win the series. They were at that point in London to take that series and be in a winner's final, which is huge.
I know this sounds weird, but for Gen.G, this is almost like a championship match for them.
Yeah.
Because like, if they win this, it's gonna give them that confidence that they need to know that they can compete with the best and that they don't just choke and lose to every top team. This is a huge moment for them. If they win this, I can see them making a very deep run of this tournament.
Study, are you going to be concerned for Gen.G if they lose this then? Because we've seen with them this issue where maybe they can't close. It goes to Game 5, they continue to lose. And if they can't do this against 100 Thieves, are you concerned for them? Or do you think they'll be able to shake that off because of how strong 100 Thieves is?
Not really going to be concerned for them because they did lose to 100 Thieves in a reverse sweep. But to add on to what Nameless said, if they win this series, this is the series that basically broke this team. So if they're able to win this, the confidence is going to be back with this team. They realized they could have went to a winner's finals, but then ended up getting reverse sweep. So overall, just them getting this series win over 100 Thieves would be huge.
All right, well, we'll see if Gen.G can do that, but we are ready to get back into it. We're sending it over to Merc and Maven.
Thank you so much, guys, and yeah, I agree with the sentiment on the desk, but I don't want to say this is like a trap game for 100 Thieves, but I feel like this is business as usual for 100 Thieves. There is a lot more for Gen.G, just based on how it went down at London. I just feel like there has to be more fire there. There has to be, because since that point, like Nameless said, they've won like a handful of series. They were 2-5 in the Pro League.
I mean, they were so good at always in Columbus in the Pro League, and since that, yeah, I mean, they won 2 or 3 matches. It was not good.
And this is going to be our key player matchup. The ICRs, Mox on one side, Octane on the other. Octane, our MVP from London. He was the ICR that shined before it felt like ICRs were shining. Like, he has been nuts. Mox is gonna have his hands full to try and combat him, but I guess I picked 100 Thieves to win this event, but like if there was a series in pool play that I thought they could get caught off guard and drop, it was this one. Not because of how Gen.G had been playing in the Pro League, but just due to the fact that Gen.G, they had top 3 in their hands. They had it in their grasp, and then they got reverse swept, but here we go. 100 Thieves, Gen.G, map 1. Can Gen.G come in and shock them in an opening hardpoint on Hacienda?
Well, Enable with the ICR, able to find a couple of kills, Slasher as well. And well, a great start for 100 Thieves. I mean, one of the things that they're just known for is their breakoffs on hardpoint. Gives them those early leads, and well, here's another one.
A question for you, as much as I talked about how Gen.G will have more to play for in a sense for this, on the other end, do you have just such a mental advantage if you're 100 Thieves because you broke Gen.G's back like that in the tournament? Like, you just know you have their number?
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where, like, I think, what did we hear, like, Octane say when they were down 0-2? Like, we're not losing to these guys. Like, I'm not doing it, right? Like, it just feels like they have that mental edge. They know when they have to turn it on, and when it comes to those clutch scenarios, those big one-on-ones, 100 Thieves knows they can do it.
20 points on the board so far for 100 Thieves. The battle for the rotation now going down. It's going to be Octane trying to push through a rock. He's out to water, but everybody now set up from Gen.G. They're able to pick Octane with a frag grenade out into the lake. Somehow connects with him. and they'll get the early setup. So a bit of a split spawn now coming in. 400 Thieves. They still have that number 9. And Kenny
Gen.G
out
gonna be
towards
ready for Kenny. If he gets 2 there, that could have been big, but that was a very fast trade from Nagafin. Now a pretty straight up push towards the back out of 100 Thieves.
And I was about to say, this is where Mox can really do damage from a power position with the ICR, but Slasher is able to pick him. Slasher gets 4, 1 being Octane, but he gets through everybody. Now the POV has to be Nagafin because he's close to streaks. He's able to get it, and he gets it just in the nick of time because he's picked off by the cluster grenade right after that. But Slasher is now on a 6 spree, maybe 2 team kills throughout that as well. But as soon as he gets streaks for Gen.G, a chance for 100 Thieves to do the same. Slasher has been a monster in the past 30 seconds. Havoc able to shut him down before he gets that tier 2 streak though. Yeah,
that's big from Havoc, you know, being a bit of a nuisance towards that garage hill, able to find that kill on the Slasher. Gen.G now on this rotation, and very similar to what we just saw on Garage. They have the setup that they want early on. Here comes the streak out of Slasher, but you're gonna have it from Nagafin, an 8-2 start from him. And he's one of those players, can he keep this performance up? In the past in a respawn, he can have hot starts, but he will slow down at some points. So we'll see now as well. There's the Lightning able to connect. A clean break for 100 Thieves. Now is it Naga's turn to call in a streak.
Yeah, and it's Octane with an interesting stat line to start. Like, he's 1-3 right now as we're into our 3rd hardpoint. They get 1-4, so at least that kind of Mox Octane battle, it's hard to pick either side of this. Mox is 3-7. Really, the ICR is not the story from a positive standpoint, at least early going in this one. Octane might have another death here. He's going to get caught as he's dealing with Havoc and Major Maniac, pushing him inside a shed.
Well, it's got to be tough because the last 2 hills that we've gone to, it's been Gen.G early on with control. Well, so how do you get Octane set up? You just haven't been able to right now.
Exactly. I mean, the ICR, yes, you need to be able to aim great, but it is all positioning. It is all positioning. And when you're not having those early setups time and time again, you end up just sprinting across the map over and over. Like, you're never playing for those power positions. You're getting punished time and time again. And maybe Octane kind of finding himself in that loop, at least early in this game.
Let's say he's getting it going, though. He's able to find a kill top office. Now sitting on the hill. Will get picked off by Major Maniac. 100 Thieves just 8 points away from tying this one up, but there's that Hellstorm from Nagafin. I don't think he's gonna find much because his team found most of the kills on the map, but it gives them all of the information that they needed.
Well, 100 Thieves still trailing, albeit not by a wide margin, but I do want to go right into an Astro Gaming listening with 100 Thieves.
They're gonna be using it.
Nice job.
Lambo, are you?
Havoc, watch out. Let me top mention. Look at Lambo. Nice, we get time. No, top up. Nice, get time. Open. Nice, top bar again. It's open on me.
Oh, fuck,
Here we go. Top right. Three on the hill. Waterfall dead. Nice. I got it. Mention then.
I'm top right. One shot, top open.
One more.
Nothing.
Top mention, I'm weak.
I spawn pits at behind bar.
Top mention, Major Maniac.
Bottom bar.
One shot.
Box is one
Window.
Nice. Bottom bar, Arnie. Box the bottom bar, guys.
I spawn mention.
It's on bar. We should get him out though. This is a good time.
Rock Havoc.
Rock Havoc.
Lay down hill dead. I have bottom bar.
You watch out.
Okay, you Naga.
Yeah, Naga.
Open.
I got open. I spawn Lambo.
Yo, I'm in water. Nice, good job.
Make sure you're all the back.
Yo, I have water pushed out. Far pushed out.
We're right back.
Definitely
In the back of me. They're already in the back.
Okay, I gave up water. Yo, I'm gonna get time. Closet to the back. You went to the back.
Yeah.
Yo, also black card, guys. Wait, Mansion. Nice, two back.
There's 2-0.
Oh, kill me.
Lambo Hoodie.
We're fine. Yo, I spawn fences, guys.
Outside closet.
Watch your pinch.
I'm stunned. Watch pinch.
Bottom mansion, 1 hit. Box.
Water. Pinch.
Nice.
Right back to the action. The deficit basically the same for 100 Thieves, but they're set up in the hard point with a healthy chunk of time remaining. Octane's POV, Tempest locked and loaded, ICR out. Now he's starting to beam. He was, 1-5 to kick things off. Now right back to even, but over to Havoc's POV we go. He doesn't get it off. It's Octane that's able to tag him up around the edge and make sure the grab slam doesn't get through. He's gonna retain half of that grab slam, but still comes up empty.
Yeah, now 100 Thieves able to get that lead. You know, we heard in that listenage, there was a lot of energy, really, from Octane. Was a guy who was being very talkative. Kenny went on a nice streak, not able to find those streaks. He was about 200 off, could have probably slowed it down a little bit, but he ended up getting taken down. So no streaks on the board, but 100 Thieves able to retake the lead with a nice garage hold.
And their Maddoxes are dominating. You had 19-15 for Kenny, 19-14 from Slasher. Yes, the entire team is frightening, but maybe the best Maddox duo in the game when you take a look at what those two players are capable of.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of teams use 3, like we do see with Priesta, where you have Havoc and you have Envoy. They're using 2 Sogs, so a bit of disparity on this map right now.
We'll see if that's going to be a narrative as we get deeper into this game. Priesta with that kill, his grab slam will be ready to go. Kenny finds kills in pairs, almost able to get a third, but not enough ammo. And his gun to get it done. Tie game now, 121-121. 2 minutes on the play clock. We haven't had many games go to time, but I guess there's a chance of it here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of contests so far. Yeah, I mean, we're midway, so it absolutely could. Let's see both teams start to rotate towards this rock side. Enable, Kenny both gonna win some gunfights. Envoy just trying to be annoying bottom bar with this Sog.
But we've casted this map for 100 Thieves in the Pro League where it's been very scrappy early on, a lot of time off the clock, but then they get those early setups. And when they get those early setups, they lock it down, the clock no longer becomes an issue, and they run away with the score. We'll see if they'll be able to do it here. Or if Gen.G, I mean, their best bet of winning this game is keeping it as scrappy as humanly possible.
Well, and that's the thing, when you have 2 Sogs, you can play scrappy, right? You can play so fast, you can continue to reinforce, and I think that's their strategy, with that setup.
Don't allow 100 Thieves to get comfortable, because that is when they are absolutely at their deadliest. Enable has the vision pulse ready to go as he's at 20 and 16, challenges the top hall with Kenny, and it's Kenny who gets 2 yet again. 100 Thieves winning these entry gunfights and soaking up this time, but not a lot left to get here. All right, let's get into the third set of rotations. Back to mid-map.
Yeah,
we'll see who gets the edge. Enable behind those plays. Look how close to Streaksy is. He's going to get both. Picks up all the kills as well. Enable on a tear now as he's on 6 in a row. Stepping it up big time at the tail end of this game.
And now you have this setup that you want towards middle of the map, right? You have Priest on the hill. Everybody controlling top halls. You have one guy bottom bar. That's Envoy. Plus the Tempest. That's going to connect with 3. Line him on up.
I thought he was going to hit that flick and get Streaks behind it as well, but
now you have this situation where they know exactly where they're spawning. Now with 30 seconds left, not only can they get the rest of this time, they can set up for that garage hill. So what we were talking about now really starting to come into
We've seen this exact thing, exact thing. Very close. They chain together 1 and 2 because they get the setups they want, and that is when they can run away with it. What's been a tie game for what seems like the last 5 minutes, now a significant margin, 400 Thieves. It's Gen.G that has to bring it back, and there's not a lot of time on the clock to do it with. We heard from 100 Thieves. Let's hear the Gen.G side. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen in.
Push out bush. There's 1 front, 2 water. He grappled in. I slammed very soon.
Bottom lobby, guys.
I got my
Bottom lobby.
Lambo. Fog.
Bottom lobby dead. No, I spawned it back. Yeah.
And then side door. I spawned in the back. We can pinch. War.
I'm putting out flag. War killed me. It's a little late. Alright, shot, 4 shots. Alright, go back.
Nice, help me. Got me. Side still. And bottom lobby. Put tack back on. I'm helping you. We spawned back.
Wait, I'm dead, bro.
Go through water. Go through water. Got me front.
One shot in the back, man. Oh.
What's water. One shot. One in the back. We gotta contest this time, guys. We have to contest this time.
Only one in.
I'm grappling in.
Corner.
1 front.
Nice. Go, lobby.
In my side.
It's back-to-back solid holds from 100 Thieves. What do you think about the comms from Gen.G?
They were frustrated, weren't they? I mean, Havoc, I think, was really keeping it calm. You heard a little too late for Flat Jacket. Mox with a big sigh. I mean, he's 14 and 27. We talked about his stats and how good of an ICR he's been, but right now just getting completely shut down. Slasher, 34 and 22.
He's
stepping up big time, having more streaks. You have streaks on Enable still. 100 Thieves, yeah, it's just after that second rotation, ran away with it.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it during the second set. Like, we've seen this so many times where they finally get into a rhythm, they get comfortable, and they punish you, and that's what they've done here. They're not completely out of the woods yet, as they still need 15 points to go, but with those streaks, you think a prime opportunity to close out this game. I think Enable and Havoc both hit each other like 10 HP, but neither able to win the gunfight. Nice movement from Havoc, reads Enable like a book and gets the kill, but at that same time, Slasher calls in a streak, combos it with the Maddox as well. This has been so contested. Now, I mean, if you're Gen.G, you're gonna make this comeback happen. You're playing against the scoreline, you're also playing against the clock, because there's, just over 40 seconds left to go in that. Havoc, though, a chance to get some streaks, which could be big in a situation where you need to be perfect. They can help you in rotation.
Yeah, he's still got 2 more streaks, though. He's only going to find the lightning strike. We'll probably have to call it pretty early on so they can get a very solid hold. Again, you have to worry about the contest as well if it gets that far. So Havoc pinging the lightning, going to call it in as well. Should have all the information, but, well, we saw this all day. It's going to blow up Nagafin. Slasher's going to use the Hellstorm. That's 2 dead now. 100 Thieves fly on in.
Still contested for the time being. You still have 3 players here from Gen.G. They've got to be heroic right now. Is it going to be enough to get it done? Major Maniac trying to finesse around the edge. Slasher's able to pick it up into the hardpoint. Go 100 Thieves, and there is the game. 100 Thieves tighten it up in the 3rd set of rotations, and they get the victory.
Well, I think one of the key things really from that listening with Gen.G is I think Mox is one of their more vocal guys. Like, he's one of their vocal leaders when it comes down to it. When he's having a frustrating game, you could tell, like, he was ticked, right? And I don't know, it just felt like he's got to be that guy, and he has to step up.
And on the other end, when Octane was 2 and 7, he was really the vocal leader. Like, he was still remaining positive. So yeah, maybe a little bit of a difference there between the 2 Astro Gaming listen-ins. But to check out the other matches, we'll get it right back to the desk, Katie.
There you can see it. Mox looking a little frustrated. Octane all smiles as 100 Thieves was able to take that hard point. Gen.G put up a good fight, but that was not good enough. We're gonna move over to Bravo, which is Splice versus Midnight. Map 1.
Pretty sure both
teams are losers, right?
Yeah. They're playing for 3rd seed right now. And they're full.
Battle of the burgers at the moment. Team's able to come out on top here. I mean, Splice is a team that I could see making a decent losers bracket run, maybe towards that top 8, but it's such a tough spot for these guys. Back-to-back tournaments where they're great.
I don't see that with these guys, because I just know how they are personally, and they got 3-0'd by E6, right? Yeah. This is the.
You think they just can't overcome turmoil?
No, I mean, they don't. I know that they, in their heads, they don't believe that they can win this tournament. That's Splice, and the guys on the team, since they don't think they can win, it makes their team crumble in that sense. They're not mad at each other or anything, but when you think you can win a tournament, you just have a different mindset going forward.
It's so tough to see Temp in this sort of position. He's such a good player, and he's been so dominant over the course of this game, and he's trying to chase that championship, but his team's just simply not good enough.
Yep. And in that listen-in, which was crazy, is you saw the difference between just a good team in Gen.G and a championship team.
Yeah.
With the composure levels that need to be maintained throughout the entire game in order to compete with the top teams consistently is incredible. Yeah. You cannot lose composure. I used to actually despise when somebody in my comms would be whining or sound a little bit frustrated in the game when we're down by a rotation, like 60, 70. You can still win the game. You have to stay focused at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we saw somebody pull out that Tempest inside of Gen.G, they die, and then you hear them kind of complain a little bit. It's like, when you die with your specialist, don't complain, right? I don't want to know that you just got destroyed, you know what I'm saying? Like, afterwards, I want to ask you and be like, yo, what happened?
I prefer you just lie to me, honestly.
Yeah, just lie to me.
One of the worst things?
I got really unlucky,
yeah, I got unlucky. Yeah.
Oh, one of the worst things I hated hearing when I was playing, just like, I'm dead, bro. It's like, okay. I know you're going to die. I can see it on the kill feed. Call them out, man.
It's wasted comms. It's wasted breath, especially with 5 people in the game. It's like there's so much like vital information that needs to be translated to each other. It's like, don't waste any time or any sentences, any statements.
Well, you can keep watching that on Bravo. That was Splice versus Midnight. But now it is time to get things started in map number 2 on Alpha. So on that note, we're going to hand it back over to Mark and Maven.
Thank you so very much. We're back and ready to continue through this series. 100 Thieves able to get the game 1 victory. But what I liked about this day for us is we haven't had a lot of close series outside of our Bravo match, but we got to see the top 4 teams. We got to see Optic, we got to see FaZe, we got to see United. Now we get to see 100 Thieves. And I think we had like a question mark for each team with regards to certain modes. The one that I'm most excited to see 100 Thieves in, obviously, is a Search and Destroy. And we saw them play Search of the Pro League. We saw some improvements, but it wasn't against the greatest competition when we started to see the improvements. Now they go up against what has been a strong Search team. What do we see from them against Gen.G is my big question.
Yeah, that's a big question. I mean, I don't know. You and I thought for a while we saw a lot of payload. And
every single map 2 for like 5 series.
That was just the one that stuck out, that they lost to Optic in London. And then we talked to Chris, and he's like, nah, you're overthinking it. So I don't know. I don't know.
The hell we are.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those situations where they don't want to give information up, right? What are you gonna watch? All right. Well, we know 100 Thieves likes to play payload.
They play all payload, and they play everything else differently.
Right. Yeah. They just or you veto it, right? Like make other teams veto it against you.
Well, that's a flashy one. Nagafin has been known for his sniping ability, and Kenny's brain splattered to the wind as Nagafin hits the shot.
Yeah, Naga was really good when you could fly.
Yeah. You and I were just talking about like Redwood and some of the spots that he would get like back in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, he found a fence this time.
4 versus 4, bomb planted for Gen.G. There's a late flanker coming through that's gonna be Major Maniac. Will he get there in time to make an influence? Because 2 teammates have now dropped. He gets there, Octane set up in a power position, but he's gonna get melted. Now it's on Priesta to clutch a 1 versus 2. Sog in hand, he's split between 2 players, not a lot of options. And Gen.G able to clutch up despite the fact that it got ugly early. I thought Major Maniac was going to get there so late that they'd turn to watch the flank. And be fair, Octane was on the bomb, right? He had a good spot to go from it. That's one hell of a shot.
Situations, right, where I mean, we talked to Slash and he's like, we're doing the hard part, which is finding the kills, finding the numbers advantage. We're messing up the easy part. Like, we're not going to do that forever. Like, we have to fix that.
To be fair, Octane was in a good spot to win the gunfight. He just got smoked off the bomb. That was a big one-on-one for Major Maniac and a big part of why they were able to get that round victory. No discredit to Nagafin's opening snipe.
That helps.
Can't be shocked to see him once again going to the Paladin. And he should have ample opportunity for shots. As there are 4 players here from 100 Thieves. He's going to back it up immediately to the steps.
You hear 2 trophies go down from 100 Thieves. Bomb going to be planted, 5 versus 5. Havoc's going to get picked by Slasher on the flank. Slasher playing a bit of a lurk roll towards their lobby side. Octane able to find another one. This is just straight up what 100 Thieves likes to do. Just plant the bomb, set up with 5 really behind Slasher and Octane's ICRs. And, well, a perfect round.
Yeah, and I think Octane not only is he going to get a kill there, but the fact that he keeps jump spotting keeps Nagafin honest with the sniper, right? Like, he's so focused on trying to get that pick, he's basically taken out of the round. Like, he is unable to do anything in that. So fantastic job. And I mean, you got to think from Octane's POV, he's very familiar. He plays a very similar position, right? He's going to be the one with the ICR, the one with the snipe. So he knows how to toy with him. And he did just that, and the teammates pick up the rest of the kills. But a nice round there from 100 Thieves. You know, I was talking to Slasher on we asked him, I think it was a fan asking a question, like, what team do you think was better? Like right now, if you look at your Rise team versus this, and he's like, yeah, I thought we were a more complete team with Rise. Like, we had the search and destroy. I've always been on strong search and destroy teams. This is the first one he hasn't got to click yet, but how frightening this team comes if they're able to do so as Slasher gets the first blood.
Havoc though with a lot of position. Gets some bad timing. Slasher again able to catch him off. Gives them the man advantage. Bomb though working up towards that B side where Mox is gonna find Octane. Kenny though pushes up top. Hall is able to win on one-on-one, and well, now you're just hoping Major Maniac can find some good timing here. Not gonna shoot. Great patience out of him.
He's going hunting. Can he get a kill or 2 on the flank? What kind of timing does he get? He's chasing him. He just keeps being a tiny bit behind. He can't get an easy kill, and now, of course, Kenny snaps and turns and gets eyes on him. 3 versus 2 for 100 Thieves, and that was a frustrating 30 seconds for Major Maniac, who just couldn't get a freebie.
Yeah, but look at 100 Thieves. I mean, they're looking for him right now, right? I mean, they've wasted 15 seconds off the clock just due to Major Maniac. I mean, he was away from his teammate, but now everybody's here. They're going to find Major Maniac. Now it's all on the Mox, able to find one. Tries to snap onto the second. Jumps the fence, but gets caught by Kenny.
100 Thieves with the round win. Slasher gets the first 2 in that round. The nice wallbang top halls to get things going. And then they close it out behind that. Major Maniac, he's like, what, 5 steps ahead or something. Maybe gets a pick and gets away with his life, turns it into a much more manageable 2 versus 2. Just kept being like a step behind, but we'll see the best play now from Slasher's POV. Here's the opening wallbang. Nice little snap as Nagafin's trying to slide away.
It was really this one. I mean, Havoc was in a position to make a play, and that's what he loves to do. You know, he's working bottom bar, trying to find an opening. And
so Major Maniac gets caught with an awkward timing. Havoc gets caught with an awkward timing. That's just a frustrating round, I think, from Gen.G.
Even the round before that, where Havoc's trying to work the flank, it was Slasher who caught him. So, well, 100 Thieves not surprised to see this. They go right back to this A hit, but Gen.G's here. They're going for the counter.
Priest with the first blood, enabled 275 off streaks, but he's going to be interior guy. He gets stunned up. Can his teammates look over him? Mox combines for 2. Slasher goes huge, now 2v1. Havoc, he's gotten 1 kill in this map 2. It happens within this round. He can't get the heal off. He's stuck at 15 HP, and able to hunt him down.
Now, I know Slasher works the flank here, works top halls and finds 2 kills, but the fact that Enable is able to stay alive this entire round where he's stunned near the bomb, all of Gen.G is here. He's getting shot up, able to stay up, finds the final kill as well.
Yeah, you thought after Mox comes through with 2, it
Yeah.
looks like a round to Gen.G, but everything else collapses around him. Mox looking for something to feel good about. After that rough game 1, and Enable through that round, he actually picks up the Lightning. And now a kill or a bomb plant away from that Hellstorm. As they're on the defensive side of things, he's going to have to find the kill, at least in this one.
And he's just looking for information with that stun. So he hears the trophy. Now it's going to be time to use that Lightning, and it is. So you know what happens here when you call this in. They're all going to flood inside a connector. They have to get ready for it. Now with Major Maniac finding Octane, they're going to call it. So he's still going to call the streak. They're going to use the cluster as well. That's going to put them right back into connector, and Slasher Enable all of the explosions, going to blow up Gen.G. Now a 1 versus 2.
He just holds that for so long that you leave Gen.G scrambling and you allow your teammates to get into position. Then he's able to get the Hellstorm, they'll get the defuse, they'll go out to 4-1, but they funnel in, nobody's there at first, they think they're okay. He holds that. I mean, he's in the lightning strike for what, 10 seconds before he actually calls it in. Just gives his teammates time. It's like they funnel in, then the teammates get there to push them back out, then the lightning comes in.
And Enable 6-1, not typically known for his search play, but we know he's been putting in the work. He's been putting in the extra work.
Well, what did Slasher say on Hot Mic? He's like, they've been playing a lot of like really top amateur teams, search and destroy stars. They've been putting some money on the line to kind of make it worth a little bit more so that they can focus up and know they're going against people. Well, for them, like Slasher was saying, like they want to beat us. Like we're the reigning champs, and we're playing against guys that want to smoke us. Maybe not against top professional teams, but against good search and destroy players. And he said he thinks they've improved a lot. So I guess this weekend will tell us more.
See, now 100 Thieves going to switch it on up. Kenny's going to find a first blood on Havoc, and Hellstorm in. Going to give them all the information they need. Gen.G try to go right back to A, but this is the round 100 Thieves switched on up. Havoc once again gets caught out in the middle of the map by an ICR. This time it was Kenny. Just feels like everything that 100 Thieves wants Gen.G to do, they're doing.
It's a good way to win a map. Just playing them like a fiddle. 2 versus 2 now, Enable to Slasher, going up against Nagafin and Mox. 20 seconds remaining, peekaboo from Enable, but he will get caught. Now it's Slasher that just has to play the time.
Did Nagafin not see him?
He didn't see him.
Wait, what? He didn't see him?
He didn't see him. It looked like he looked right at him. What was that?
I thought he'd at least pop up on Fog of War. I thought the dot would at least come up.
What was that?
Huh?
I'd like to see it about 3 seconds before this. It must have been horrendous timing for Nagafin. Like it looked like the player model was looking at him, but maybe it's right when he snapped back to look towards mid.
But even then, like typically when you're in that sort of cone of vision, yeah, usually it still pops up on your map.
Needs a new set of glasses. I don't know. I mean, that looked interesting, at least from our POV. Slasher makes the play. He hits the clutch. Now 11-3. 1 round away from a 2-0 edge in this series. They've dominated this, but Nagafin rebounds from the last round, gets a first blood.
Look at the rotation as well from Gen.G. I like this. They get the first blood top halls. What is 100 Thieves thinks they're going to go right to B, but it's actually an A hit as they rotate on back. They can now get all the position they want. Mox just jump spotting like we saw Octane do.
Priest is super dead. Thought for a second, maybe he's gonna step.
Priest is real quick.
I was just staring at Invoice, the position on the minimap, like he is gonna just sit in this corner. Priest is not gonna be ready for it at all. Round to Gen.G, but they've got to pull off 5 straight. First one in the books.
Yeah, but it starts with the first blood, and I mean this entire game, it feels like that's been 100 Thieves.
And Slasher has had a ton of them throughout the course of this. Can Mox rally the troops? Not the most vocal in map 1. Frustrations abound, but
stepped it up.
They need him here. 10-5. Yeah, he has had an incredible map too.
I mean, you need the Sogs, Envoy, and Havoc.
I mean, God, that kill for Envoy on Priest, that was his first? I didn't even realize.
Yeah, now you have Gen.G right off the start, playing towards that A site. Nagafin not going to get caught, slowed down a little bit, but he's going to have some help. Major Maniac watching over him. And what 100 Thieves do from here, that's Mox who gets taken down, and they're not going to go to B. They're going to try and take top halls. As Kenny finds another one.
This may be the final round, 5v3. They've got one player, bottom bar, that they're able to isolate. It was like a 3-on-1 as Major Maniac will end up dropping all the pressure to Nagafin and Havoc to somehow pull off this 2v5. Havoc at least able to pick up one. Nagafin peeks the edge, he gets a kill as well. 2 versus 3. Nagafin with the gunny, able to melt Priesta as well. Now a 2 versus 2. They both don't get away though. I thought they did for a second, but Kenny able to catch Nagafin. Now Havoc, he's got some famous S&D clutches in his career. Can he get one more? Just so little time to work with as he has to clear out every angle.
Well, and I think Kenny spotted him. Yeah, opposite of what Nagafin did. Octane's just going to watch over him now. Has that ICR. Bomb's being planted. Bomb goes down. No, now it's even tougher with a Sog in this position, and they're going to push him.
God, look at them just standing tall, holding this angle. Havoc's like, all right, I'm out of here. Can't get away. Kenny ends up getting both. And 100 Thieves get the search and destroy victory. And I think if you're a 100 Thieves fan at home or in the crowd, you feel good about how they're looking in search.
Yeah, I mean, that was against a great Gen.G team, a great search and destroy team. We know how good they've been all of Pro League. They've had some recent struggles, but if you thought they had a chance in this series, it'd be in this game too.
We're going to take a look at the scuff play of the game, and it's going to be Slasher, who is the hero of this map too. It's going to be the 1 versus 2, so we can see Nagafin's model yet again. It looks like he's looking right at him, unless his, I don't know, unless his eyes were just, that's got to pop up on Fungal War, right?
I thought so.
He gets the 1v2 clutch, and business as usual for Slasher.
He's like, why am I in that situation? That's what Slasher's thinking. He's mad about the round.
Yeah,
why did I have to clutch a 1v2?
Yeah, you have that, obviously, where your eyes are on a different part of your screen, you miss somebody, but in that spot, that's a painful pill to swallow.
I mean, it may be like his character model's turned on his screen. Like,
could be. Looked interesting, though, that's for sure, but at the end of it, it's a 2-0 edge for 100 Thieves. It's a close and hard-fought battle in the Hardpoint until they take over in the 3rd set of rotations. The search and destroy. Calm, cool, controlled from 100 Thieves. If they improve in that mode, how deadly can they be? Gen.G, if they're going to bring it back, it's got to be in the control over one of the top control teams in the game. 100 Thieves up 2-0, and Joe, they've got a chance to do something that no team has done so far this year, which is kind of wild.
Yeah,
if they win this, they go flawless. In pools, that has not been done this year. I was pretty surprised to hear that, actually. Like, I would have think it happened at some point, but not yet.
I think, it makes sense, right? Just how tough pools have been.
Flawless in map count, obviously.
Right.
Like, people have won their matches, but not gone 9-0. So, well, it seems like the London champs kind of picking up right where they left off, and I think that was pretty expected for most of us, but they've been dominant. And yeah, we keep talking about it. You and I talked about it on Bravo and a bit here as well, but so far, it's been exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
There are good teams. There are poor teams.
UIU almost did it.
That's right. Yeah, the biggest chance you had for upsets, you had Midnight maybe over FaZe, Denial maybe over Optic, and UIU over United. Like, those are the ones that got pushed the distance, but even those, a win's still a win, right? All right, well, Control, Arsenal, we know how deadly 100 Thieves can get here. We've seen them with 4 ICRs on the map, completely and utterly locking it down, typically best known for their early breakoffs, but this breakoff, not what you would expect, is it's Gen.G that's able to get the edge. They go 5 for 2. And they clear 100 Thieves out, now trying to layer the map to apply some pressure to the rotating players of 100 Thieves.
Well, Mox got up there quick. He just went straight to Cafeteria, tried to get in a position now with that ICR, might get caught, able to use his teammate Envoy with that SOG. So now you can see there's already 40 seconds off the clock. We're halfway through this round, and 100 Thieves has to go all the way around the map. Look at Enable. He's going through the lobby of Gen.G, but Havoc's ready for it.
And now you've got 3 players bunched up at windows. That's a big pick, though, from Octane on to Nagafin to maybe give them a little breathing room, but now they have to make a decision. Do they try to hit this through window and go to A, or they try to wrap around the back? They just don't have a lot of time to work with. Priesta tries to find an opening in the flank, not able to do so. All 5 wiped off the map in Gen.G. Behind that great opening break, they have only lost 4 lives. They are wrecking 100 Thieves in the early going of this round 1. Or the early going of this map 3, I should say. Round 1's about to be done.
Great start for Gen.G. Heck, if there's a way to do it they did in London, which was a reverse sweep, right? But it's only a defense. We expect it.
And what map did that reverse sweep start on for 100 Thieves? It was Arsenal Control, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
That's maybe fact, yeah.
Yeah, I make stuff up all the time.
I'll disagree.
I believe it was an Arsenal Control that they brought it back and started that reverse sweep. So what a bit of poetry that would be if Gen.G were able to do the same.
Why do I think it's frequency? I think you're wrong.
I could be.
Yeah.
What was the crazy control game? Oh, that was 100 Thieves Optic. That was the crazy control on Arsenal. You're probably right then. I'm still going to stand by it, though. Yeah, it was definitely Arsenal.
Okay.
Gen.G, a convincing round 1. You only got 5 total kills for 100 Thieves in that round. Yeah, can they get a better opening break this time around?
Mox 225 off of streaks, 4-0 start for him. He had a great game too, not the best map 1, but since then he has really stepped it up. Nice shots on the slasher. Now just 100 points. Nagafin saves him as well. Gets him on this zone.
And now he can get it with the objective points.
Yep.
Halfway there now, just needs one more tick. It's going so quick because they've got 4 players stacked on it. There's the lightning strike in, and they will finish the point with ease. Gets the second streak behind it as well, gets back to full HP, re-challenges with the SOG, but 2 or 3 players from 100 Thieves have him lined up, but they're already on the B site as well.
Yeah, Gen.G just went, and they're gonna use the Hellstorm as well. Mox, they wanna win this round quickly. That's gonna be 3 dead as Havoc finds 2. Kenny, though, on the flank, able to pick out a couple of kills, so that's only gonna leave 1 on the site. And they're able to regain control of their defensive side.
But Mox still has another streak to look for an opening. You gotta think if he already invested 1 of this, why not throw 2 at it? Now you've got 2 down, 400 Thieves. Another chance to pounce. If you're Gen.G, that makes sense. You get 2 down, go for it. Connects on 1. 3 down yet again for 100 Thieves. They've got him staggered. Octane should get picked as well. The site open. And Gen.G now set up in. That frag grenade could get 2 or 3. 2 are gonna get knocked down. Nagavik can't quite finish the 3rd kill as Slasher makes them pay, but they're so close to getting the 2nd tick. There's the 2nd bit of progress, and 3 down once again for 100 Thieves. This round is over as Gen.G once again a dominant effort, 2-0 up.
You and I talked about it when we were casting United UIU, sort of that snowball after you win that first round. if you can get those objective points, you can get those streaks like we saw Mox do. Yeah, you have that perfect break, and this is just exactly what it turns into.
It almost feels like it all comes down to that first break.
Yeah, the first one.
That first break, which is crazy, but like it's like 100 Thieves have been playing from the back foot since that moment. They never got comfortable in that opening round. Round 3 underway, no streaks remaining. Envoy very close to picking up his War Machine as he has a 12-4 start. It was the brilliant break from Gen.G to get things started in that first round. Close to doing it again, but Slasher, at least a thorn in their side for now. He's gonna be the last guy up, and he is just getting pounded there towards the back pillar. Shots coming in from multiple players, but a great job staying up. Yeah, until the reinforcement gets here, and he wins another one-on-one.
Gives them the position, right? It doesn't allow Gen.G to get pushed up into the lobby. He will get flanked, but he bought time. Priest and now
he killed 4.
Inside the lobby, he can just get on that A zone. It's just Envoy able to find one. Will stagger the push a little bit more, but now it's on the Priest. And what can he find? Nagafin with some nice shots with that ICR. So 100 Thieves, it just feels like, ever since the start of the first round, just trying to find any control that they can, but Gen.G have given them none.
And we haven't seen them this frustrated control outside of maybe that 3-0 series versus United. Like,
which was on this map.
It was. So maybe a little bit of a vulnerability here for them on this map, a map that they looked almost unbeatable in at times. They might be able to get their first point of offense here.
But I mean, with how quickly things change for Gen.G at the beginning, it can do the exact same if 100 Thieves can win this round, right? Because you would have those objective points from B going into a defense. If you have a great round number 4, who knows what happens. So for Gen.G, you want to put them away right here.
And this is exactly what we see from 100 Thieves, typically in the relay from A to B. It is an artillery push. They send 3, maybe 4 through to the flank. They try to deal with the spawn of their opponent and then play from that position as they can control the back and control of lobby, and that's exactly what we're doing here. But if you are Gen.G, you've got a lot of homework. You've seen them do this time and time again. Some teams try to set up their lobby to front push. This is 100 Thieves, bread and butter almost every single time, and Envoy, he comes in to break it up. Kenny will be the last man in a position to make a play. Envoy gets all 3. He's 18-7, Joe.
Yeah, they need him to play big time. I mean, he didn't have nobody really had the best 2 maps to start this series, but when you talk about superstars on Gen.G, I think you look at Envoy, you look at Major Maniac, and Envoy right now really stepping up.
30 seconds remaining and a massive life advantage for Gen.G. This should be their first map on the board within this series. Their chance to be perfect if you're 100 Thieves in pool play. You can see it disappearing right now. No respawns left. 5 lives remaining. Desperation push coming in, but that's going to be 3 kills through. Maybe a chance to get it done, but Havoc can answer with the grab slam. 3 down. The 4th will get dropped. Enable, the last man up, and Tempest out for Major Maniac.
I was thinking tacos there for a second.
It was close, but Gen.G, they get that map win. No perfect record from a map count perspective. 400 Thieves, and Gen.G get a much needed win within this series. And now, can you get revenge? Can you get? Did we jinx it? Yeah, we might have.
That was JP's fault.
Yeah. That's from our stats producer. Thanks a lot, JP. 100 Thieves fans, you can blame him. It's JP Krez on Twitter. But wow, what a win from Gen.G, and now maybe a chance to give 100 Thieves a taste of their own medicine if they can pull off this reverse sweep. But before we get into the map 4, we'll get back over to the desk.
Thank you, guys. 100 Thieves not able to close it out there in a 3-0. Gen.G taking that control, but going straight into Bravo, which is Splice versus Midnight, and that is Midnight up 1-0 so far. And on this S&D, Splice with 2 rounds under the belt, Midnight with none.
Yeah, I mean, Splice in general, to me, has not had the best showing. In that first map, it was somewhat close in the middle, and then Midnight just ran away from Splice, and that it was Gridlock Hardpoint. It just, something about Splice feels extremely off. This doesn't even feel like the same Splice from the Pro League when they went 2-1.
Yep. Well, at least right now they're up 3-0 in this S&D. Nolan's sitting at 5-0, I believe. So maybe actually just picked up streaks, maybe one off here. So having a pretty good performance thus far. But yeah, this is a Splice team where a lot of people thought that, the ceiling for them with a substitute player was top 6. And they're not looking good at all right now.
And I mean, that might allude, you think, maybe to issues beyond just one player or whatever. Like, yeah, sub comes in, but there might be other issues going on just in general.
It's possible. It's possible that, you know, it's more than just one player, but also we've seen one player completely change a team. Priestahh joined Thieves, they end up winning a championship. They looked horrible before that. You know, they look absolutely incredible. So I don't have much doubt in, you know, the individual players on Splyce. I just think that their formula right now obviously doesn't work, and you know, they're already looking toward that next roster mania. They know that they need to make a change, and that's lingering in their minds in every single one of these matches, and you got to think it's affecting these guys.
Well, Pac-Man, I think you said it too. I mean, if you're going into something and you're not really expecting to be able to win or go all the way, that absolutely affects how you're going to play.
It changed your mindset completely. It's not just them. There's two, I guess you'd say, top-tier teams at this event in Splyce and Luminosity, who are here basically just awaiting the roster period. But it's a tough spot to be in when you're talking about players that compete for championships.
We're going to pull up now our pools again. As all of these matches complete, we start to get more of a view of what is going on with pools A, B, C, and D. You can see them there now. And again, not...
was 6.
Yeah.
You know what? Look at them. Units won the first 2 maps today, by the way, guys. They beat Optic. They were up 2-0 on Optic. Those are the last 2 maps they won all day. That's a rough end of the day for those guys.
So let's talk about this a little bit. I believe we're going to have Optic Gaming versus FaZe Clan winners round 1.
Yes.
I'm not sure that's actually confirmed yet, because I haven't heard it from League Ops, but like, I'm confirming it. So yeah, they're going to play each other round 1. That's going to be a crazy game. FaZe had an opportunity to get first place and go up against Heretics and give themselves
E6 came to play. E6 came to play and now they put FaZe in a tough spot, but we get an absolute banger to start off tomorrow with Optic FaZe. I'm not sure the order of the matches, but that's a round 1 match.
Yep.
All right, we're ready to get into map 4 back on the main stage, and therefore it is time for Merc and Maven to take over.
Thank you, Optic FaZe. All right, well, you and I were talking about...
Yeah, I'll confirm it, Frant. That is correct. Yes, you're good, yeah.
Well, you and I were chatting during our E-United UIU. We were thinking 100 Thieves United might end up being a round 1 matchup. I guess there is still a chance of that depending on how this series goes. But imagine if that happens. You have Optic FaZe round 1 and you have E-United 100 Thieves round 1.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Just the way those brackets work out sometimes, like... that tends to happen.
Well, we mentioned there haven't many surprises. There's your surprise. E6, you know who said that? Who? Oh, it was on Hot Mic. I asked Nameless who his dark horse was. He said E6. He's like, they've been...
Sasha, right? Was it Sasha?
Was it Sasha that said it? No, it was Sasha. You're right.
Yeah.
It was Sasha that said it. He's like, they've been playing everybody so tough. They've been going to a lot of game 5s. And now it sort of reflects, what was the you that responded to Sender? Sender was getting really frustrated because people were on his team so bad about the results. Like, we're playing everybody tough. Now you can feel that way. Now that you're starting to get some wins, what a great start from E6.
Yeah, they just had to keep it up into tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
because they've gotten to a winner's bracket before. But yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at FaZe Optic being a big match, but Optic has dominated that so far. They beat them in London. They beat them at Pro League very comfortably. Yes, FaZe has improved, but I don't know. That is a series very much controlled by Optic Gaming.
Well, now, chat about the frequency here. 100 Thieves, Gen.G. Gen.G need to win if they're going to get this to a map 5. The early going, all 100 Thieves. They've got elevator locked down. They have the rotation to orange as well. Number 1 and Enables patrolling mid-map, and he's able to relay across. And they're still in a good position to get that safe spawn. They've had eyes on mid-map throughout this, so they know no pushes come through.
Priestah's trying to get streaks. He can get the new time. That'll be 50 points for him. So a great start for Priestahh. Gonna find that lightning strike as well. Enable as well, 7-2. The SOG duo right now from 100 Thieves with a great start, basically perfect. Enable's snapping.
And just think about it, man. If they're clicking on, if they're firing on cylinders we haven't seen them do before, you've got the best ICR in the game. You've got the best Maddox duo in the game. If Priest and Enable are disgusting. Woo! Well, that might be big when you have a matchup against someone like 100 Thieves, against E-United, where you talk about that SOG duo. Gen.G don't have a point yet, Joe.
It's a great observation, Clint. Thank you for that.
I'm good at that. That was like some John Madden commentating.
Yeah.
0 points for Gen.G. The team that gets to 250 wins. You're welcome.
Thank you.
High-level analysis at all times. But this is getting into scary territory very, very quickly. They'll have the rotation over. Nobody's in the hard point yet.
I mean, you just have 2 players. It's a bit of a split, right? I mean, you have 3 players towards the back. The 1 player held off his spawn. That's a big kill by Major Maniac to cut off the reinforcements for 100 Thieves. You still have a presence here from 100 Thieves. Doing a great job, but there we go. 3 go down. Kenny now just trying to stay alive, waiting for his teammates to...
Hey, Gen.G's on the board, and now starting to get some points at blue. But they have really got to change something together between this and Pipes. The problem, though, is when you get to Pipes, you have those streaks still available on Priest that they earned early in the game with that 4-1 start. Gen.G trying desperately to rally, but 100 Thieves find another opening to get into the hard point. Havoc will try and get in to contest. Nagafin to work with. The trade needs to be there. But the trade's there for Gen.G. It's also there for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, you talked about it, right? 100 Thieves has those streaks. They can play, you know, around this scrap time. They didn't have to rotate early. The bad thing is the 2 players do go down while he calls that in. It does funnel 2 into Kenny. He's able to find 2. Priesta finds a 3rd, plus has a very early grab slam. 10 and 5 start for him. We'll see if he's able to connect with it.
Yeah, where does he find that opening? 4 go down, 400 Thieves. Gen.G once again a chance to rally. Priesta still that Hellstorm to use. Not gonna opt to call it in now. Has attack 5. Maybe he's gonna combo that for the grab slam as well. Up over the top. Not gonna grab slam. Gonna try and get it done with the SOG. Not able to close out that one-on-one, but Octane makes 2 pay with the ICR at range. Still
And
a
I like
60-point
that.
advantage.
I like that from Priesta just to hold on. I think he realized while he was mid-grapple that his teammates found 2 kills, right? He doesn't have to use the grab slam. They can use their numbers for those trades. And he can save the grab slam for, well, to break this elevator setup that Gen.G is trying to get in. Priesta going through orange base. He'll have to win on one-on-one against Havoc to get there in the first place. Nagafin finds 2. This is what Gen.G wants. You want to try to flood 100 Thieves through the middle of the map. Here comes that one-on-one, and Priest is able to win it. Now we can fly.
Here goes Priesta. There's the grab slam. Only going to come up with 1. No tacos, unfortunately, for the people in attendance, but Priesta did get them some earlier, right? He had the big 4-piece on Arsenal. Team kill in for Gen.G. 2 kills in for Octane. That means time to 100 Thieves. 130 now on the board. Lead once again growing. Havoc a lot line up in front, thinking about going in for the grab slam, but not going to need to get the grapple through. Him and his teammates able to locate the kills. Major Maniac with the beam in the back to eliminate Priesta. Unfortunately for him, 3 more about to hit him. I was about to say, he gets that, he slides away. What a heroic effort that is from him in the back line, but did he do enough damage? Did he buy enough time for his teammates to get into position? The grab slam comes in, but look at the spawn now for 100 Thieves. Slasher was the last man standing. Yes, you get a foothold into the hard point. Yes, you can make this scrappy, but I think with Major Maniac's play plus the grab slam, you're maybe hoping for more.
Yeah, I think you want Havoc to hold on to that. The good thing, though, is his teammates have bailed him out so far, just hanging on to this. The problem, because he used it, he didn't stay alive in the hill. He gave 100 Thieves the spawns that they wanted so they can continuously flood on in. War Machine popped. Envoy gonna connect with 2, and they're chipping away at this lead. They're only down 60 now.
No, this has actually been great. You've done this from the front, so you can still hold spawns for blue. You use the grab slam, you're getting efficient War Machine out of Envoy as well. And without having that close spawn, but there you go, you weren't able to keep spawning him in the back. You do get an outward spawn, 400 Thieves. So they'll be able to get positioned towards blue. I thought for a second that was gonna be perfect. Like, you held them in the back for so long.
Octane spawned out, I think just held on to that position, and then after that, the rest of them spawned with them. So yeah, 100 Thieves able to regain mid-map control. Have a couple of players inside elevator. Nagafin, though, able to connect with both of those. Naga now on a 5 spree. Octane out with the Tempest, not able to connect with 1. Here comes Gen.G trying to fly on in. He's just trying to connect with 1. Enable with the Purifier.
Well, if you can't do it with lightning, maybe you can do it with fire. Both out, flame on flame. Who's the last man standing? It's Nagafin, but the tip is still in the hands of Octane. He's just trying to hold the edge right now. Streaks to work with, finally gonna drop. It's the War Machine from Slasher. Is all the heavy hitters from either team now coming in. Gen.G tries to make the rally, but it's still 100 Thieves in the hard point once again, pushing the lead out up 60.
Yeah, I think we sort of talked about it. I think Gen.G had the chance to control both of those base hills. But due to them spawning out 100 Thieves, it's given them an opportunity to use the Purifier, to use the Tempest, to regain that 80-point lead. Now, Priesta held onto the Hellstorm the entire time until we got back down to Pipes. Octane and Enable gonna find the 2 kills, and that's gonna be 4 down for Gen.G.
A big Hellstorm from Priesta. Now where do you spawn? It's backside orange ramp. A counter streak comes in from Nogafin. Will he locate anything? He's able to pick up an Able. Kenny gets away with his life, but it's still 100 Thieves there on the hard point. Now Major Maniac. Can he make the play with the Tempest? The flick just a little bit off to chain him in the back, but it's Envoy and Havoc that are able to combo for 3. Gen.G will get in the hard point for now, but it's almost immediately answered from 100 Thieves. Just Gen.G, every point they're finding seems so difficult to do. The reinforcements seem to be there so quickly from the 100 Thieves into things. Now the lead, 140, 160, now up to 100 points as 100 Thieves looking to run away with this map 4.
Yeah, you see TAC 5 come in from Kenny. There's actually no TAC 5, there's no crash on the side of Gen.G. They're rocking a Vision Pulse. Mox does have it. But I mean, you talk about that plus 50 health can help you win a fight. So again, I think Gen.G, they've thrown some different strategies at maps, but you need the Vision Pulse to get you back into the game. They have to put a couple of hills back to back together.
And Gen.G, you know, this team when they added Envoy, where they really looked good at first was the hard point, right? And as much as they've been good in search and destroy, I think maybe where you would have favored them to split might have been the hard point, at least when you talk about that addition of Envoy. But here, it has not really been close. 100 Thieves have controlled it throughout the majority of this game. Gen.G have chipped away. They've just never been able to get over the hump and take a lead in this one. Vision Pulse now gonna come into play. Will that be enough for them to get through? 4 kills in the kill feed though for 100 Thieves. That's gonna be all 5. Gen.G all drop as we get ready to set up for next. As you take a look at that right side of the minimap, it's all 100 Thieves in a strong position now to close out this game in orange.
Yeah, Envoy's getting close to War Machine. Maybe you can use that or the Grav Slam if they're able to earn it to break this setup, but it's going to be so tough to break the spawns. Enable, he's going to go on a bit of a plane through the window, not able to connect onto that second kill. So once again, it feels like Gen.G's putting some good pressure out the front, but Priesta, who's able to find 2, maybe will change the tides for 100 Thieves.
You still have your 2 Sogs here in Envoy and Havoc. The remaining players coming in, and now they go to soar through.
Where's that grab?
Havoc with 3.
Tacos!
There's the taco slam from Havoc. Unfortunately for them, it may be at a loss, but it's a win for everyone in attendance because we love our tacos as Havoc continues to go off. Havoc on a tear now. That's 8 in a row at 34 and 22. Only 14 points needed for 100 Thieves. But as we get the relay to blue, if they can hold here, they have the streaks for Pipes. Mox is in the back, and Mox has a big role to play because they're in the hard point now. 1 streak comes in, nothing for Havoc. They've got to get in and contest. They've got to do it quickly. Now into the hard point. 6 points needed for 100 Thieves. 3 kills though, through for Gen.G. A chance. That's 5 down for 100 Thieves. Sorry, 4 down as Kenny's the last remaining player, but they're able to clear him out. It's another team kill behind the lightning strike. War Machine out from Slasher. 100 Thieves trying to put him away, but Gen.G still somehow staying alive.
Yeah, it was a desperate lightning strike. I mean, he just had to call it in. He had to get used of it. Slasher, though, with the War Machine. There is no flak jacket out. And 100 Thieves gonna win this one 3-1. And I was told if you want your free tacos to go to the Jack in the Box stand for your tacos.
Jack in the Box stand. They'll give you your golden ticket to get your tacos. Unfortunately, that was a brilliant play from Havoc. He gets 8 in a row there, gets the streaks. Too late, and there were moments. It felt like there were a couple of times where they brought that lead, brought that deficit down to like 30, 40 points and a chance to make a run, but they just couldn't. They never really had that time where they chained together 2 successful hard points.
Well, it was just the start, right? Like we talk about 100 Thieves in their breakoffs.
It was what, 70-0?
70-0. Priesta gets streaks. He held on to him. He's able to use those streaks. That Pipes a couple of times, allowed them to break. I mean, yeah, it was just, they could never get over that deficit from the start.
So, question for you. We've seen our 4 top teams. You and I have casted each.
Yes, we're going to look the best.
We've casted 100 Thieves. We've casted Optic. We've casted, who did I just forget off of that phase?
Well, not
100 Thieves. 100 Thieves still the team to beat.
I mean, yeah, I think you have to say so. I think they had a tough match tonight against Gen.G. They handled it. They've looked great.
They look good. Can they continue it throughout the course of the weekend? But for our PlayStation Instant Reaction, we've got Slasher on stage.
Thank you, Clint. What went wrong on that control? I feel like everything went wrong. I feel like after we lost the break on the first round, the map was kind of over for us. They played really well, and we just played really bad. That's basically it.
On that second hard point, as it looked like Gen.G was getting ready to make their comeback, what kind of things were going through your mind?
I mean, I knew we had it in the bag because I looked at my meter, and my war machine was coming up quick, and I knew they weren't going to pull out flag for it, so I wasn't too worried. The main thing was Havoc got streaks. That was a little worrying, but not too bad.
Finally, you're finishing here at the top of your pool. You're going undefeated, so how does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, the main thing about today is we won 3 S&Ds, 3 different maps too. So if we keep playing like this, hoping to go back to back.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you so much, Jess. 100 Thieves following, along with Optic, ending today in pools with a perfect record. Congratulations to them. Gen.G was able to take 1 map off of them, but that was it. Of course, I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined by Nameless Study and Pac-Man on our desk here at CWL Anaheim. But I believe we're going to be moving on into our Bravo stream, where, of course,